It may be someone that God brings along the road with you to say, good job, keep going, keep going. And I believe God does that to keep us moving with Him as we fulfill His plan. And that kind of leads us to the fifth, and I would say the most important habit, and that's to acknowledge God's presence. Acknowledge God's presence. It says, and when he approached, he saw the city and did what? What does it say? He wept over the city. Now, I've been to Israel and I've seen the place where he was and how he looked at the city and where he was when he wept over the city. Awesome view. But to sit there and think about this moment in history, that Jesus looked at Jerusalem and wept over it. It says, if you had known in this day the things which make for peace, but now they have been hidden from your eyes. And it goes on to say, you did not recognize the time of your visitation. And God wept over that. Jesus wept over that. Do you get the image here? God in the midst, unrecognized. Now let's translate that into this week for us. What are we going to do this week? How are we going to recognize God's presence with us through the week? How are we going to see God's hand moving? Where are we going to see Him working? Maybe you're like me. Many times I get so busy doing things that I forget that God is with me. You ever been like that? God in the midst, unrecognized. And I think it's important. You know, I saw a quote this last week that said, if you want to make God laugh, tell Him your plans. And I think through the scripture, it's if you want to make God cry, miss His plan for you. Miss those moments that He's right there with you. Either comforting or pushing you out a little bit.